What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Jennifer Rush, and we're continuing through Passion 1988. Thank you again to Darren for the 5-album compilation. And the next track is My Heart Is Still Young, which suggests an endurance of youthful feeling and emotion, but by implication there's also a suggestion that she has aged, she has gone through experiences that might otherwise dull or diminish that youthful heart. So yeah, it sounds like there's a tale in time being told, autobiographical for the character, who knows, maybe for Jennifer herself, but yes, the idea, I think, is that one has retained a youthful feeling inside, even if the years have passed and there have been experiences, positive and negative, maybe heartbreak and so on. The idea that you've retained this emotional character despite all the things that have happened and the years that have passed. So let's see what that means in practice. This is Jennifer Rush. The tune is My Heart Is Still Young, and it's from her 1988 album Passion.
Must be falling, or is it just a dream? No, this is it. There's no in between. You know I want you. I know that you want me. This heart's alive. You hold the key. You just stand there and watch as I know. I give in to your promise me. Take my heart, take my hand, show me what do you want. Got my will, what you got is my love unconditional. So tell me, how does it feel in the palm of your hand? You say my heart is still young. You know my weakness, I know it's shining through. Now all my secrets, they're all about you. Where's my protection from what I don't wanna know? 'Cause when you touch me, I never say no. Now you stand there like you've lost it all. I pick you up, I will break your heart. Take my heart, take my hand, show me what do you want. Got my will, what you got is my love unconditional. So tell me, how does it feel in the palm of your hand? You say my heart is still young.
back in as she's flaring and flourishing like that, and even the guitar is still doing that. I feel like that's illegal to fade out. Yeah, there was one of the final lines right as it began to fade. She threw a little fire into the end of the line, and so again, if she's starting to flourish in that manner, by all means, please don't fade. But yeah, okay, so I'd put that maybe in the power ballad type of sound or style, which is further to say the guitar was pretty epic. I mean, first we had these like powerful chords, and then it gets to where it's soloing and, sort of wicked in an 80s sense. And I love how there was, in the back half of the tune, it was like the guitar was going right up there with Jennifer's vocals in terms of flourishing and flaring at the higher end of the sonic atmosphere. So yeah, I enjoy the power of feeling both in her vocals and the guitar work in particular. Also, some keyboard layers in there where, again, it feels like a synth rock ballad. And yeah, like, I didn't catch actually all the lines, in part because there's just moments where I'm feeling her vocals rather than paying close attention to the syllables or the words. But if I heard enough of it correctly, it sounds like at first she's almost not sure, like, is this a dream? Is it like, am I falling again, like in an emotional, like interpersonal sense? And then she's saying, no, there can be no in between. So it's like, I'm either completely not feeling this, or I'm, going in full passion, feeling all of it. And it sounds like the latter is what's happening. And yeah, I think there is an implication that, she's been through situations before. Maybe the person she's speaking to it has as well. But that she is still here for another go, another attempt at love, another passionate journey with this other person. And I think she's referring to her heart like, it still has that wherewithal to approach things with a passionate exuberance. She's not jaded, she's not shut down or shut off because of having her heart broken or whatever. And it sounds like maybe a couple of the lines, if I'm hearing them correctly, she's saying that the other person is going to have to take a risk, that they're going to have to put their heart in her palm. Maybe I heard that incorrectly, but yeah, it sounds like she's saying, essentially you're going to have to trust me, and you might be at the mercy of my heart and my feeling here. So this is going to be a mutual risk or commitment. And yes, either way, it sounds very passionate. It feels like she is giving herself over to this feeling and also to this person, and to not stunt or again wear down the youthful willingness of her heart to give in to love in this way. So yeah, maybe I'm not hearing all that right, maybe there's a detail I missed that's crucial here, but yes, it sounds like someone who is aware that something's happening, the gravity of her emotion and love is drawing her forward again, and she's not going to let her prior experiences, any heartbreak or adult understanding that sometimes things don't work out, she's not going to let that prevent her from leaning into this and to giving it her all. So yes, more great vocals from Jennifer. It is interesting now though, like having heard her interviewed and talk in her normal speaking voice, and shout out to Darren who mentioned like sometimes singers who go really big, they deliberately kind of hold back and speak in softer tones just as a way to preserve their voice, or to not, sort of burn it out in everyday speech, and to, save that fire, that power for when they're actually belting and, letting it fly. But yes, it's like even her accent, it's like here, it sounds more or less like straight away or without any notable regional accent. But then hearing her talk in the interview with Dick Clark, it's like, oh wow, you're clearly from New York. Like, you definitely have that New York, like, East Coast sound. And, my mom's from New Jersey, and, she doesn't have a thick accent. But growing up, there were some words that she said that I learned to say in that way that my friends out here in California is like, it's not orange, it's orange. Like, so again, my mom's from more or less over in that territory. But yeah, as I said, it's really interesting to hear her sing now that I know what her spoken word voice sounds like. So either way, in that regard, if you didn't know, I've begun going through some Jennifer Rush music videos / TV performances / TV interviews, and if you're interested, check them out on my Patreon. I think the latest pairing that I did, which was an interview and a live song performance, I think it's still embargoed if you're not a full member, though again, anyone who wants to become a full member, not only do you get early access to my music videos or music video reactions, but some behind the scenes content, my blooper videos. So yeah, it is worth your while if you're interested, and if you're just a free member, you can still check out the music video reactions there after, I think it's a 10-day period. So in any case, let me know what you think of this one, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.